Hey, welcome to the Daily Antidote. On today, Thursday, August 8th, to all of our friends and family, it's great to see all of you. I'm going to just turn off my phone and say hello to. We're happy to have Yann Falquet here from Brattleboro, Vermont, just up the hill from me, and I want to give a big greeting to him. More on him later. Thanks to Aaron and Joe for moving this ship forward every day. Hello, Arlene in Berkeley, and hello to Pauline in Newcastle, UK, and hello from Dory and Ollie in Rhode Island, Susan in Cincinnati. Hello, Linda, Orcas Island. Hello, Bonnie and Carolyn, and today is 1,586. Just note from Boise. And hello, Kate from Charlottesville, Kathy from Colorado, Kathleen from Albuquerque, and hello to Sue from Seattle, Trish from Victoria, BC, people from all over the country and all over the world, Deli from Maryland, Elizabeth from California, hello, LMG from Connecticut, and Nancy, and hello, Fred from Silver Springs, Maryland, Benet in California, hello, Carolyn in DC, and hello, Loriana, Kachina, Courtney, hello to you guys in Vermont, my own state, and in Silver Spring, Maryland, and hello where am I going here? Da 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 da. Where did I leave off? Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Hello and thank you, Deborah. Deborah in Kentucky. That was helpful. And Gary. Hello, Gary. Good to see you. Hi, Dan from Vienna and Greg. Hello, Greg, our Rebels man in Washington D.C. Hello, Bob, and his bears in Massachusetts, and Annette and Kat from Vermont, and Carol from Connecticut. Good to see all of you. Hope I didn't miss anybody, but if I did, I'm going to give hello to you. And also, hello to all of our YouTube friends. So today, I'm really excited to be able to have the privilege of hosting Yann Falquet, who is not only a friend and a colleague, but also he lives right up the hill from me in Brattleboro. So I'm just going to turn it over to you, Falquet. We can't wait to hear what you have for us.
Hey Peter, it's good to see you in my computer versus seeing you at the local co-op. Um, well, I'm happy to be back here. Thanks Joe, and thanks Aaron, thanks everyone for inviting me back. I was thinking for this song for this time because there's definitely a connection between Joe. At least met you for the first time doing the Washington Revels. My band Gentil was there, I believe, in 2017, and Aaron was stage managing. It's a small world, and we played for the Quebec show, which is one of in the rotation of the Revel show, and it's a fun show, and it involves a flying canoe, one of our favorite means of transportation up in Quebec. So there's a song that's sang in the show that I sang, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful song, Canot D'ecorce. So I thought it could be my pick for today, if that's okay with you all. All right. So what should I do? Should I sing it for you once? That's how it works, right?
Well, yeah, I think just sing away. Yeah, it's in the the words are in the chat. Is that right?
It should be somewhere, and
Okay, let me. Yeah, okay, yeah, so you can.
and yeah, let's do it. So there's a bit. I'm going to explain afterwards the bit where you can sing along. So when we sing it again, you can join in. But in the lyrics, obviously, something comes all the time. Canot d'ecorce qui vole, canot d'ecorce qui volera. So just jump in if you know it. Mon père n'avait fille que moi, canot d'écorce qui vole, qui vole. Encore sur la mer il m'envoie, canot d'écorce qui volera. Encore sur la mer il m'envoie, canot d'écorce qui vole, qui vole. Le marinier qui m'y menait, canot d'écorce qui vole, vole. Le marinier qui m'y menait, canot d'écorce qui vole, qui vole. Il devint amoureux de moi, canot d'écorce qui vole, vole. À chaque mot qu'il me disait, canot d'écorce qui vole, disait la belle, embrassez-moi, canot d'écorce qui volera. Non, non, monsieur, je n'oserais, canot d'écorce qui vole. Car si mon papa le savait, canot d'écorce qui volera. Car si mon papa le savait, canot d'écorce qui vole. Fille battue, ce serait moi, canot d'écorce qui volera. Qui donc la belle lui dirait, canot d'écorce qui vole. Ce seraient les oiseaux des bois, canot d'écorce qui volera. Ce seraient les oiseaux des bois, canot d'écorce qui volent. Les oiseaux des bois parlent-ils, canot d'écorce qui volera. Ils parlent comme ils ont appris, canot d'écorce qui volent. Ils parlent français, latin aussi, canot d'écorce qui volera.
Wow. A big hand for Yann. That is so, so beautiful. Your singing and your guitar playing together are just, it's just heavenly. So tell us about this beautiful song, Yann.
Yeah, it's a classic song. The like many of the songs we have in Quebec, it's interesting because the verses, the storyline, are these really, really old songs that came from France, and they have many versions in France, Brittany, center of France, Normandy, versions in Quebec. But often when you get to the chorus of the song, this one has to do with a bark canoe, a birch bark canoe, which definitely is more of a new world thing than an old world thing. So we have these songs, people took these old songs, but then they made them in paddling songs so they can paddle for hours and hours, staying entertained. And I guess find a chorus that, that had to do more with what they were doing, that had the right rhythm for paddling. So I think, yeah, there's a bunch of songs like that. These are the old French songs with a very North American chorus.
And
And that's
so
what that.
instead of a canoe version of a sea shanty, sort of.
Yeah, no, very much
Yeah,
so. Because in Quebec,
it's
right.
a working song. It's a song to paddle. I can sort of feel the rhythm of the paddling to it. It's just extraordinary when you take. I mean, it's just when you take a song like that was just sung by people paddling a canoe, and you just add so much to it when you add the guitar, and it makes it really gorgeous. But it's really great to think of it as in its original state as a.
Thank you. Well, was definitely the sensitive version, smooth, folky version. I'm sure it was a little more vigorous and rowdy if they had to, paddle through rapids and all,
Well, it's a
rivers.
sign of a. I think a lot of these traditional songs that are just so, they're just such gems. Can take just a total variety of of settings, and it's I think it's really
Exactly.
really great. Just a great song. You can do so much with it, and it still has the
Exactly.
integrity of the
Testament to
song.
such a good text and a fantastic melody, just like a kind of really almost hypnotic melody to it.
It is a hypnotic melody. And what are some of the? Can you translate some of the lyrics for
Of
us?
course. So the chorus, Canot d'ecorce, birch canoe that flies, Canot d'ecorce qui volera, birch canoe that will fly. So that's very simple. The verse is a story, a classic old story. This young woman, I guess it could be a young boy. It doesn't say in the song. Oh no, it says in the song, but it could be either or. But this gets uh, All right, so yeah, the young woman, once again, my dad sent me on the seas. I don't know why he sends his young daughter on the seas, but he does. And once there, the captain falls in love with her, or with him, if the singer is a guy, I guess. And she says, and then he says, "Oh, kiss me," and he says, "No, I would not dare to kiss you, because if it was known that I was kissing the captain, well, it's a very old song, so it says I would be beaten my dad, which uh, not very doesn't age very well. But she said, and then the captain says, "Well, who would know? Because we're in the middle of the sea." And then the character says, "Well, the birds would tell him." And he says, "The birds, they don't talk." And she says, "Yes, they talk. They talk French and Latin."
Oh, wow.
That's
Amazing. That's
the
what, and that's,
punchline. Is the birds
yeah.
speak a couple of
Wow,
different
that's
languages.
really great. It's great. It's like a tiny little, like the song, it's a tiny gem of a folk tale in there.
Exactly,
You
exactly.
know,
Yeah,
it's
very
just,
classic
yeah,
folk
yeah.
line. Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's great. And so, what about your, what's your, I want to talk about Saturday. I'm really excited
Yes.
about Saturday. So I'm going to be going to the concert with Jan and Genticorum, and also
Well,
and
not
no,
Chanticleer,
not
just
Genticorum. No, I'm
Serait.
sorry. I'm sorry. It's with Keith Murphy. I
That's
apologize. I'm
right.
just looking at my notes
All
here.
good.
That he's in. Yeah, Jan is in the band Genticorum, but and this one's
Right.
going to be Jan and the great Keith Murphy, who lives up on. I'm down in the valley. He lives up on the other. Jan is up on this hill, and Keith's up on that hill.
Right.
And but also they're going to have. I'm really excited about this. The Murphy bed. So it's Eamon O'Leary and Jefferson Hamer, who are. I'm just crazy about both of them. They're both wonderful
Yeah.
singers and players, and it's just an incredible comment. Have you done much with the Murphy beds before?
No, we've been friends for a long time. Me and Keith also has been friends with them. They've done concerts together. We've been part of same events, but it's the first time we do a double bill concert. So yeah, a lot of folk ballads. These two are amazing storytellers, balladeers, and exquisite musicians. So we're super excited about that concert.
Eamon's a very good friend of my son Sam's, and I know him pretty well
Of
too. But
course.
Sam and Eamon are totally good friends. But one thing I've learned about Eamon is that when he was growing up, his father would always recite Yeats to him, and he has all these Yeats poems memorized. And he's just he's a real he's an Irishman's Irishman, sort of. But it's sort of
Right.
it's very interesting
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
you two with Eamon and Jefferson in terms of the styles that you play in, because you both you all are play stringed instruments, guitars and mandolins, right?
Yep.
And you all do really incredibly beautiful arrangements, both vocally and instrumentally. But is there any? How would you like? It's hard to describe what sort of would you dare to tread into the waters of how they might, what areas they cover musically? This might be,
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because, like you say, we really meet in this middle ground of folk ballads and accompanied with string instrument. But you have Eamon, who's from Ireland. Jefferson is American. Keith is from Newfoundland,
right,
and I'm from Quebec. So these are
right,
four kind of very distinct, but
right.
also connected through history areas where with different ballads. But then sometimes these ballads, even the ones that are in French versus in English, are quite similar. So it's very interesting how they're different, very different terroir, if you will.
Yeah,
But we also, I think, we were all very much influenced by everything that was done in the folk revival of the 70s. Just the way these old ballads were then taken by young musicians at the time who were influenced by rock music and all kinds of music, and that became the folk music we love today. So I think we all have this love of the ballads, and also this love of saying, what can we do with it? How can we dress it in a way that's still very modest? It should be, it's a guitar and voice, but just they're all little puzzles, and see how this particular ballad will work with this little guitar riff, and oh, that
yeah.
works perfectly. Okay, we don't touch it. It's great. We love crafting these little arrangements.
Well, it's it's modest of you to say modest. When I listen to you guys and to the Murphy Beds, and I just want to make sure everybody knows that's going to be in Putney, Vermont at Next Stage at 7:30. So Next Stage is your key for finding this concert.
Right,
And
which
maybe
is
put a link in
online
there
too.
put a link in there about it, please. Yeah, very good. When you say modest, when I listen to you and to Murphy Beds, I have a very similar kind of experience as a musician. I'm just like. Am I going to listen to the words, or am I going to listen to this amazing, this amazing stuff that's happening, these amazing improvisations and these intersecting melodies that are going on between the mandolin and the guitar and this great, and I kind of go, I really do like listening to the words of a ballad and following the story, and that's always wonderful. But sometimes it's just like a deliciously wonderful to just listen to what the instruments are doing, because it's all four of you are absolute masters. So
Oh, thank you,
yeah,
Peter.
yeah, it's really, really great. I do think modest is a good word for the kind of modest gems for the songs you sing, but the music you make is really extraordinary. Yeah.
Thanks.
Well,
Oh,
any
thanks.
other?
Well,
So any
coming
other?
from you, that makes.
Oh no, yeah, no, yeah. So and what else you up to in your life? This is we got the concert on Saturday, but I know you're doing a lot of other projects.
That's right. I've been touring quite a bit with Jean Coram this summer. We went to Scotland and England twice already this spring and summer. Also, I'm not sure when I did my last daily antidote of song, but I released a solo album, which is a very kind of scary and new thing for me to not play with a band, not rely with my two colleagues of Jean Coram for arrangement ideas and also for just motivation to keep the project going. But I finally made a solo album. It has a bunch of ballads. No kind of the more energetic Jean Coram chanson répond. They're all slower folk ballads, and I'm super pleased with what came out. Mostly because of the amazing musicians that are playing on it. I have Alison de Groot on banjo. Trent Freeman of the Fretless on the violin. Keith Murphy did some backup vocals. Played on his ST pump organ, the
Yeah.
very famous pump organs that are made right here in Brattleboro. So yeah, check that out if you have a chance. It's called Les Secrets du Ciel, the secrets of the sky.
And that's you and you could just find your website Yann Falquet, right, to find how to buy those.
YannFalquet.com is there, and also Yann Falquet on Spotify or
Okay, great.
Bandcamp if you want
Yeah.
to have a quick listen. For
I,
sure.
I haven't I haven't heard that yet. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear that. It
Oh,
sounds
I'll
yeah.
give you a copy on Saturday.
Okay, it's a deal. It's a deal. I can't wait for that.
Right.
So that must have been really wonderful to get that. I mean, just finish a project like that. It's just always
Exactly.
it's like I mean, it takes so
Exactly.
much. How long have you been working on that now?
I mean, the songs I've been gathering for years and years. Basically,
Right.
when I was in Janti Karam, we have all these kind of more
Yeah.
high energy call and answer songs. But whenever I was backstage, just warming up with my guitar, singing on my own, I there's these songs that I was finding when I was looking for songs for Janti Karam in archive books or old field recordings. Some of
Yeah.
them I thought, oh, this is a really beautiful song. Maybe not the right fit for Janti Karam, or maybe I was just greedy and I kept it for myself.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's really yeah. So that's really
So,
so
so
Jean Coram,
yeah,
by the way, everybody is Pascal Gem and Nicholas Williams, who are really Pascal. They're both Canadian, right?
that's correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're both, but Pascal is more French Canadian. Nicholas is more English French Canadian, sort
yeah.
of.
He's from Ontario originally, from Ottawa, but
Yeah,
he's been living
right,
in Quebec for 25 years. So
right, yeah.
we've accepted him as fully Quebecois by now.
He's pretty. They're both pretty amazing. They're both amazing
Yeah.
musicians. Well, that's fantastic. And what about in the coming up, other than the concert on Saturday? Do you have
Oh,
other?
let's see. I'm doing a concert. My next concert is with a duo with another great musician who also lives in Vermont now, called Seamus Egan, who's
Oh
been part
yeah.
of the band Solace. Fantastic Irish band. Who what I heard it's maybe their 25th anniversary this year,
Wow,
and they are
amazing,
doing a reunion
incredible.
tour. So that's really exciting.
Yeah,
Anyway, I'll play with Seamus, um, then play with Jean Coram up in Quebec,
yeah.
back with Keith up in Quebec as well. So a
Oh,
couple
good.
of really cool
Yeah.
concerts. But mostly excited to be around town for a couple of days now. Go
Actually,
swim
one thing
and
I wanted
bike
to
around.
say about the concerts is that if you if you go to this concert with the Murphy Beds or any concert with Yann and Keith, and if you strip out all the music and just hear the talking, it's great. I mean, you don't want to do that, but they're very. I just to say, it's very funny and interesting, and they're really. I just actually really enjoy that about your concerts with Keith. You got a great back and forth relationship. I know the guys are very good friends, and that
Yeah, and
comes
he
out.
keeps me on my toes. I have to.
Yeah, they both keep each other on their toes. That's a really
Yeah.
wonderful aspect of the concert. So yeah, well, I think maybe we want to. Oh, I know. Before we no, after the song, what do you think, Joe? Should we do this thing right now? The flyer.
After.
After, okay. So we're gonna have Jan. If you sing that song again, it'd be really really wonderful, and we'll sing it with
For
you.
sure.
And then after that, we'll have a couple of comments about what's going on with the Daily Antidote. Thank you.
Amazing. And I think, I'm not sure if it was said or if it's clear, and I didn't read through all the comment, but that show in Putney on Saturday is streamed. So if you go to the website, you can buy a ticket for. Oh yeah, it's there. I see it in the comment. Live
Yeah,
stream.
definitely,
So
definitely. Yeah, that's such great information for us people all over the world. So yeah, really,
yeah,
I highly
it's
recommend seeing this. An incredible, unique moment with these four extraordinary people from four different, representing four different cultures, traditional
all
cultures.
right. So I'll do the song again. Maybe a quick note on the way these songs work. You may have noticed if you were following the lyrics as I sang, but you have one phrase of the storyline and a second one, and often we'll take the second one will become the first one of the next verse, and introducing a new second phrase, and which will then become the first one. As a singer, sometimes I take the liberty to not repeat that second phrase, make it the second one, just kind of continue in the story. So I'll have phrase one, phrase two, skip to phrase three the next time. So if you follow, sometime you'll see I'm kind of going back to the same phrase again. Sometime I move on. What makes me decide to do that is I don't really know, but I think sometimes it just makes more sense for the storyline. But the chorus comes back every time, always the same. And actually, let's practice it. Canot. So I'll sing it. I'll sing it once just to get the melody and the words. Canot d'ecorce, qui vole, qui vole. Let's do it. Canot d'ecorce, qui vole, qui vole. Last time, and Canot d'ecorce, qui vole, qui vole. And the second one. Canot d'ecorce, qui volera. Let's do it. Canot d'ecorce, qui volera. All right. Mon père n'avait fille que moi, canot d'ecorce qui vole, qui vole. Encore sur la mer il m'envoie, canot d'ecorce qui volera. Encore sur la mer il m'envoie, canot d'ecorce qui vole, qui vole. Le marinier qui m'y menait, canot d'ecorce qui volera. Encore sur la mer, oh, le marinier qui m'y menait, canot d'ecorce qui vole, qui vole. Il devient amoureux de moi, canot d'ecorce qui volera. Devenu amoureux de moi, canot d'ecorce qui vole, qui vole. À chaque mot qu'il me disait, canot d'ecorce qui volera. Yeah. À chaque mot il me disait, canot d'ecorce qui vole, qui vole. Ma mignonnette, embrassez-moi, canot d'ecorce qui volera. Nenni, monsieur, je n'oserais, canot d'ecorce qui vole, qui vole. Car si mon papa le savait, canot d'écorce qui volera. Car si mon papa le savait, canot d'écorce qui vole, fille battue, ce serait moi, canot d'écorce qui volera. Qui donc la belle lui dirait, canot d'écorce qui vole, ce seraient les oiseaux des bois, canot d'écorce qui volera. Ce seraient les oiseaux des bois, canot d'écorce qui volent, Les oiseaux des bois parlent-ils, canot d'écorce qui volera. Les oiseaux des bois parlent-ils, canot d'écorce qui volent, Ils parlent comme ils ont appris, canot d'écorce qui volera. Ils parlent comme ils ont appris, canot d'écorce qui vole, Ils parlent français, latin aussi, canot d'écorce qui volera. Hey, thank you
Wow.
everyone. Thank
That
you.
was so
Great to
beautiful.
see
And
you
it
all
was
singing.
Thank you for the roadmap. That was really helpful, and it was such a beautiful song. And now that we know the story, it just adds so much to it. With this, the canoe flying. Do you think the canoe flying is that kind of like a? Is that just like an expression for going through the water, or do you think it's like like a really folktale thing where
Oh,
you think of
absolutely.
canoes flying?
I mean, if you have just a little short time, I can tell you. So there's a very famous tale of the flying canoe that everyone who has known Revel, have seen Revel North, will know a little bit about, because it's based on that folk tale and then modified for the show. But this song is not about that folk tale other than the reference of a flying canoe. But the folk tale is these guys who were working up on lumberjacks working in work camps up north of Quebec. They work all winters. That's when they were working, but they really want to go see their families for Christmas and the New Year. So one of the guys says, well, apparently there's one way to go. You have to make a deal with the devil, and he can make your canoe fly, and you can get to Montreal in time for the party. With the devil, there's always some fine prints in the contract.
Yes, absolutely. Right.
One of them is you have to leave before midnight. You have to leave the party
Yeah.
before midnight, and you can't swear in the canoe. That's two of the conditions that I remember. And of course, it's all going well until one guy's really drunk, doesn't want to leave the party, and then swears a bunch on the way back. And the story ends in there's many variations. Either they barely make it, or they crash in the woods, or they stay flying forever.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a cool tale.
Oh, that sounds amazing. So we're going to, why don't we go ahead, Joe, and do the flyer. So we got today, of course, Yann, tomorrow, Elizabeth Melvin, then Kate Munger on the 10th, and Itanyali Jane. I don't know if I said that very well, but she'll be on the 11th. And Joe's at Pinewoods and is going to be hosting from Pinewoods. I think that's correct. So keep coming back, and I really hope that I see that you all can. I'm going to be there in person, but I hope that all of you join us in the concert Saturday night with the Murphy Beds and Eamon O'Leary, Jefferson Hamer, Yann Falquet, and Keith Murphy, an extraordinary group of four really gifted musicians who are all steeped in traditional music of their own lands. So, yeah, I think it's time to say goodbye for now. And thank you. Everybody give a big hand to Yann for his beautiful, beautiful music. Big hand for his beautiful music. Thank you so much, Yann. And
thanks so much, everyone.
Yeah, and we'll say goodbye to you now. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. And thank you, Aaron and Joe, for your work. And I'll say goodbye to, let me say goodbye to all the YouTube folks. Goodbye to the YouTube folks. And to, and thanks you very much for coming. Goodbye, Arlene in California. Bye, Pauline. And Pauline's friend there. It looks like maybe like a relative. And goodbye to Dory and Ollie. Goodbye, Susan. Goodbye, Linda and Bonnie and Ruth. Clive, and goodbye, Carolyn. Goodbye, Kathy. Goodbye, Kathleen and Sue. Goodbye, Trish and Bernay. Goodbye, Caroline. Goodbye, Deborah. Goodbye, Mabel and Bob and the Bears. Goodbye, Kat. And goodbye, Greg and Annette. Goodbye, Laris. Goodbye, Louise from the UK. And goodbye, Cricket and Hoda. So long, Gary. See you later, Storm. I didn't see you before, Storm. Nice to see you there. Hello. Goodbye, Jamie and Bib and Fred. Goodbye, Dan and Lynn. Goodbye, Lynn and Cliff. Hey. And Linda and Anne and Al. Goodbye, Al and Deli. And goodbye, Nancy and Carol. And so long to Elizabeth and Kristen and LMG. I think I got everybody. Thanks for joining us, and keep coming back and supporting this extraordinary family of friends and singers.